Right, so welcome. This is a case study video with Victor Igwe. I'm going to ask him a few questions so you can understand his journey. Victor is one of the guys who joined the PDF Profit Blueprints, and he made his first $2,000 in sale, I think, in his first 4 to 6 weeks of joining the program. So, welcome, Victor. So, I have just a few questions for you so that people inside the program, people who are trying to get the program, can get a good sense of everything that you did to, arrive at where you are right now. So, my first question is this: just take me a little bit back to the week before you joined the PDF Profit Blueprints. What did your day-to-day actually look like? What were you kind of tired of that made it make sense that this is what you knew that you had to do?
So, my daily activities at the time before I purchased the PDF blueprints was, I was a guy working in a pewter factory earning, I think around 80 to 85,000, around 82,000 particularly. So one of these days I was just, mindlessly scrolling, and then I stumbled upon the ad. Out of curiosity, I clicked and I attended training. Out of the same curiosity too, I made my purchase. I got the training program. I started implementations, and with proper guidance and consistency, and I was able to surprise myself at what I was able to achieve with the program. So I was able to, in my first month, I made $2,000. That was roughly around over 2 million naira. I was really, really blown away. I was surprised. I was surprised at how much I've been able to, like, the shock got me thinking, is this really me? Is this possible? So, man, I was really happy, and it
So,
was all thanks to Mr. Prince Hill, because he took his time to actually pay attention to the questions that I had, the problem that I came across the way. So it was a big, it was an amazing ride for me.
all right. So, I'm curious, had you tried any other sort of online business before the PDF Profit Blueprints? Had you tried any other thing for now, or was this your first time ever trying to make money on the internet?
To this, no, because I don't even have time. I don't even have time to do anything.
So
So
this
I,
was
I
your
was
first
just,
step.
this
This
was
was
my
your first
first time
step at making money online.
at making money online. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So also curious, this is something I hear a lot inside the webinars. I see it on the ads. A lot of people have like doubts. Sometimes on the ads, I see some comments who say, "Oh, you're just one of them. You take money, you won't answer our questions. This is not real, it's a scam." So I want to know because I'm sure that for every single person who has seen anybody at all sell anything on the internet, there's a part of you that has a little distrust. So when you first saw the ad for the PDF Profit Blueprint, what part of you almost said no? And what were the kind of doubts that you had specifically?
Please, your voice is cracking.
Okay, I said, what kind of doubts did you have when you first saw the PDF Profit Blueprint? As in, when you saw the ad, what doubts did you have in your mind?
Okay, when I first saw the ad, initially I had been seeing a lot of AI content. So something I actually wanted to do. But I was still skeptical. This thing is hard. It's an online business. I don't really trust it. I don't even like it. But out of curiosity, out of skepticism too, I said, okay, let me try. Because there's no harm in trying now. Then in fact, when I got the program, I was in doubt, to be very honest. I was in doubt. I was just like, let me just keep pushing. Let me just keep pushing. Bam! In the first 4 hours, I made my first sale. I was like, hold up. Is this even
All
real?
right. Okay. Okay. So I'm coming to that. So just walk me through the first 7 days after you bought, when you started studying the program and all, right? Those first 7 days, what was it like? What did you do? Practical things, not theory. Tell me exactly what you did the first
Okay.
7 days.
In the very first day when I got the program, I had a question. I went to the group. I asked the question, and in like the first 4 minutes, I was responded to. Okay, I took the feedback and I went to implement what I've learned from the course and the question I asked. I was able to get my, yeah, at the time I was trying to get my sales page. Yes, I was able to set up my sales page, and then I kept on pushing. And on the second day, I don't really have any question because the course was self-explanatory. It was simple to understand. So second, I don't really have any question. On the third day, I was about setting my ad account. I had some questions. I came to the group again, and the questions were answered. What's even baffling me the most is the speed at which the questions get answered. That is what stood out for me, and that was what made me keep being like, okay, this guy is present. This guy is available to answer our questions, like answer my questions basically. So, and that was what kept me going and kept me pushing and
So
kept
when did the first sale come in?
in the first day I went, because I bought the course on the, let me say, in that 7 days I bought the course. I started implementing. After the third day, I said, okay, let me go live. I've gotten my sales page, I've set up my ad account. So I went live on that third day. And in the first 4 hours, I think around 1 a.m., I just saw a message alert, and also, normally I thought it was a message from all these normal MTN and the rest of them, but it was actually a sale, and I was really, really surprised. I was shocked actually.
All right, so okay, you made your first sale within on the first day you started running your ads.
Yes, in the first 4 hours, 5 hours.
Now, can you estimate how many sales you've had for the product you're currently promoting in total?
So in total, after I launched to the Nigerian market, course, there was a section in there was a module in the course where he said once you start making progress in the course, you scale to Africa. So if I combine both funnels, I've done very close to 1,000 sales. Yeah, very close to 1,000 sales.
Wow,
Very close. Because I
that's
scaled to the
impressive.
I scaled to the UK too. I made a couple of sales
Okay.
there. In fact, when I got my first UK sales, I was like, is this me? I'm not
So,
earning money in pounds.
if someone copies your exact daily routine for 30 days, someone who's watching this video, who's a student, say, okay, I want to copy what Victor does every single day from when he wakes up to when he goes to bed, every morning, every evening, so that I can get Victor's result, not Prince's result now, like Victor's result, right? What is that going to look like? So essentially, I want you to expose what your daily routine is, what you do in the morning, and this regarding your business now.
So regarding my business, because I have a job, you know. But regarding my business, typically, because now I've seen money, I've seen that this thing is working. So now I've taken it very serious. So what I do basically now, I give this a strict 2 to 3 hours every day of my time. I just open up and I just walk. So if I have a routine, so I go through my day like a normal 9 to 5, but I give my business 2 hours every day. I work on my business 2 hours. I open my sales page. I go through my ad account, because that was what you taught us in the training. He said we should always open our account every day. That if we treat it like a business, to treat us like it's going to treat us properly. So I treat it with utmost care and priority. So I give it 2 hours minimum. Sometimes I go ahead to work like 3 hours, but 2 3 hours every day, and I'm good.
So you spend at least 2 hours working on your business, and I'm assuming that's going to include optimizing your ad accounts, creating
Yes,
new ads, doing some customer service. All right,
yes, sir.
awesome. All right. So I know you're a busy guy, but please just indulge me. Let's talk a little bit of numbers, and I would like you to be, specific as possible. You say you've done close to 1,000 sales, right? And that
Yes,
close to
sir.
1,000 sales is a combination of both sales to Nigeria, sales to Africa, and you recently started scaling to the UK.
Yes, sir.
So if you can quickly estimate how much that is in revenue, right? And how much you have spent on ads to get that amount of sales. The reason I'm asking this is because somebody wants to get where you are, but they also need to know what you have spent and invested to get what you've got.
Okay, so on my very first, in fact, let me start from the very beginning. Let me draw the line from the very start. So when I got the course, I had small money in my account, so I said, okay, let me put 5K. So I put in 5K and bam. But my product was around 9.8. So I got my first sale. I was surprised. Before the end of the day, I already made 3 sales. And you told us in the course that whenever we make money, we should put the money back. So I was like, I was already willing to let that 5K go. You understand? So when the money came in, and Nessuch pays every day. So the following day, as I was optimizing my account, I already withdrawn my money from Next, so I funded the account again. On the third day, I scaled just like instructed in the course. Then so for the first 20 days, I did not touch any money from my account. Like the money that was coming in from the, I don't touch it. I just kept on putting it back and putting it back. So let's just say it was 5K that I used to start that got me to where I am currently. So if I should estimate the amount that I've put in, personally, still that 5K that is in my head, I'll not even lie. Because all the money I've been putting back into the business came from
Well,
the business.
let's talk real spend now. If we look at your dashboard, what's the spend we're going to see there? Spend.
Okay, my ad spend will be for that. My think. Let me open it. Let me be sure.
Okay.
Let me be very, very sure. I'm coming. Okay. All right. So my ad spend actually is 542,000, and I made the very first month 542,000 for the Nigerian fund, and I made 1,510,000.
Sorry, hold on. So you spent 500 and something K to make 1.5 million. That's at
Yes.
least 3x in your first
Yes, sir.
month. Awesome. And there are other funnels,
Yes.
as in the Africa funnel. So how much did you spend there?
Okay, let me check that too. So for the Africa funnel, okay. For the Africa funnel, I spent 160K to make 490 in the first month.
Awesome. So we can say that for every 1 naira you put in, you've gotten 3 to 5 naira back.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right. I just wanted, a lot of people who are going to be seeing this video and they want your numbers, but they need to understand that this is what you are trading in terms of your investment in advertisement. So generally, if we're talking, right, how much of your success right now would you attribute to would you say you're just lucky? Or would you say that, you work hard and you are talented and you follow instructions and you learn? Or would you say all of this is just random luck and you cannot replicate it or duplicate it?
Oh, this is not random luck. Oh. To be very honest, I don't even like I could even set up a salesman in the very first place. Because when I first saw everything, I became overwhelmed. I just took my questions to the group first. I like, Alpha, this I need to ask questions first. And immediately I got a response. I'm like, okay, this is doable. So it was a practical step. It was very doable. Everything was like, it was practical. I could see myself do it, and I could also replicate it. I did it twice. I did it first time with my first now I have 2 products actually. I think I need to say that because now I've gone on to have like 2 products. So I did the first time, it was overwhelming, but I said I could do this, so I went on to do it again. I'm planning on launching my 3rd product now because, man, I've I don't even know what to say. All thanks to you, sir.
All right. So just so that we can bring this to a close, if you could sit in front of the Victor, let me say 3 to 4 months ago, and that this Victor was talking to that Victor of 3 to 4 months ago, and what advice would you tell that Victor who was maybe a little bit skeptical about starting an online business? What would be your advice to that Victor of 3 to 4 months ago?
Because, being very honest, at the end of the day, everything is worth risking. I would say in fact, let me put it this way. I would have regretted that I did not start. I would have regretted that I did not start because all this wouldn't have been happening if I hadn't taken that first bold step of say, okay, let me even try this thing. At the end of the day, everything is worth trying. So if I was to speak to that Victor, I would say he should take that step because he did, and that's why we are here. Because if he had not done it, I would see they earn 85K now, 85K every month compared to 1.5 million from just one funnel. The gap is just too much. So yes, the answer will be take it, make the first step, get the program, and go ahead to dominate the world.
So thank you so much, Victor, for your time. I'm sure there are a lot of people who listen to this and they'll be inspired by your story. And it was nice talking to you. I know you have a business to run, so I'm going to let you leave, but not without saying a big, big thank you. So thank you once again.
I'm not supposed to be saying thank you, sir, because if I hadn't seen your program and keyed into it, I'll still be earning my 80K every month.
A funny guy. It was nice talking to you. All right. Thank you so much, and bye bye.
Thank you, sir.